Hello Scorpio, this is Inspire 2016 with your monthly reading for the month of February 2020, focusing on your career and work life. So I hope that you have a good month so far for the month of January. So let's see what is in store for you for February. So the first card for you presenting the present position of your spread towards beginning of the month, you have the 8 of Clubs. So this card is actually very good. We have been very like a lot of delays happening in your life, like everything is not moving forward or moving into the direction that you wish to have, that you wanted to. So this card is signifying that you will have finally moving forward motions in your career. So this can be like if you are applying for a job somewhere and your application is just going nowhere, like just stuck somewhere in your in that hiring process, but it's finally they will contact you back and they will contact you back and proceed with the next step. This can be a good thing as well if you have been unemployed, so finally you'll be able to get some feedback and moving forward. Other than that, this can also be indicative, like if you are working in the company for quite some time, working in the same projects, so finally you will be able to finalize that projects and then moving on to the next one, which is a very good one, because like working in the same project for quite some time, it will always make you bored in some way. Other than that, it can also be indicative, like if you are applying for a different position in your company, this can also be indicative that you will also get the feedback on that kind of things that happen in your life. So the next card is representing the past, the influence cards. Towards the middle of the month, you have the 7 of Spades. Okay, this card is actually quite challenging in this kind of position as well. So maybe in the past there are kind of people that are trying to persuade you to do something like projects or like something that are not your responsibility in some way, but in the end they back off or something like that. They don't really contact you back or something along those lines. So you finally be able to find out the reason why. That's something that that might happen in your life. Other than that, it can also be like if you have been suspicious with somebody in your life that you work with in the past as well. It's finally surfacing in your it's surfacing into your capability to understand this guy is actually not really trustworthy, not really honest towards their words, and therefore you might want to somehow make some distance, like this guy is actually not honest, so you should be aware of this guy. So those things will be they will give you this information. Somebody may like a whistleblower that will tell you everything that happened behind your back or things like that. So I'm glad this card is actually coming, because some of the things that you have been thinking of, that these people are actually genuine, no, they are not. So just be careful on that. So the next card that you have representing the past position of your spread, you have this 4 of Clubs. So this 4 of Clubs is actually very good as well. So in the past you have been thinking of like maybe moving on to the new task or a new project, like I said before, and it's actually happening in the past as well. So if you ask for promotions or if you ask for a raise, this can also be the case. So if you wanted to have those, so try your best to do so. Like try your best to ask and give the proper reasons why they need to increase your salary, like those type of things. show your contribution as well, what you have done and what you are going to do as well, because this is important when people wants to give you something. They want to see what they get as well, like you won't get anything if you don't give back. So that's the number one rule. So the next card is you are representing the things that you learned from the past. You have the Five of Spades. So basically this card is actually related to the Seven of Spades as well, because they have like two spades here indicative, kind of correlated in some way. So this kind of conflicts, or this kind of like ingenuine people actually has been dealing in your career for quite some time. So they're actually very good at putting their mask on. So you don't even know that these people are actually, it's not a yeah, it's just a bad people. So you learn a lot from the past, that you have some kind of conflict with them, but you might be feeling that, oh, they are fine, they are not really bothering you as much. So but then they will make you known that their position is actually not in your best interest. So the next card you are presenting the things that you need to let go of. You have the Three of Diamonds. So yeah, you have to cut ties, cutting ties with these people, the people that you work with in the past that are not genuine. You need to say goodbye. You need to end those collaborations, or end of those contacts with them, and start to begin a new phase in your career as well. So just be mindful on this kind of arrangement, or this kind of problem that may appear in your life. And if you do that, then everything will be fine, everything will be okay, and you will be on the move, and you will be good to go. So sometimes you don't want to cut ties with people because you are afraid of making conflicts, but this is already there, this is already happening. They are starting these conflicts, they are not your friend. So the next is representing the things will happen in the future. Towards the end of the month, you have the Eight of Diamonds. So yeah, there are two eights here, so it signifies the prosperity that you will have, and the stability that you will gain in the month of February. Especially towards the end of the month, you will get some kind of a good news. So if you ask for promotion, you have to go for it and see what happens. Possibly some of you may get those promotion by the end of the month. And this kind of promotion is something that you really want. Maybe it's been a few years without those. So that's now is the time, basically. So let's see what is in store for you. For the clarifying card at the bottom of the deck, you have this Nine of Hearts. So I told you so. This card is actually signify the whole thing. So if you ask, then you will be given. So if you don't ask, it will never be given. People won't know your motive. People don't know what you want, and except you say it, except you make yourself known. So this is something that you should do, and you probably may need to do in this time of, that you should probably say what is in your head. Some people, they are afraid of doing that because they don't want to be judged by people. But if you feel that this is something important for you, you have to say it. So I think that's overall readings here. It's gonna be an awesome month. So disregard this guy, because it looks like that it's meant to be. There is no way to close the eyes to just moving on without knowing, like acknowledging these people that are they are not really your best friend or your best interests at heart. So I think that's overall readings here. I hope that this reading is helpful. If you like the reading, just click like, and if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe and push the bell icon so that you get the notifications every time we publish a new video. And if you want to donate to our channel, you can do so by sending your donation via PayPal to this email. And see you next month. Thank you.